Hello everybody, this is Fabi from The Next Big Rush, and unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that today is the day of the book release of Speculator, a fiction work by Doug Casey and John Hunt. Now, I love the story, okay? The story is really good, but I have to tell you, I'm not a fiction lover, okay? I don't really like to read fiction much, and so I was sort of skeptical about how good this piece was going to be, this book was going to be. Fiction books don't really interest me much because it's just like a story. I think that usually a movie will tell a story better with just richer colors and feelings than a book that might take too long to express a 3-second scene. Having said that, this is nothing like your average fiction book. If you like fiction and you like adventure stories like Clive Cussler, I think that's how you pronounce his name, then you're gonna like this book. You're really gonna like this book because it's full of action. The very first page is already a page turner. You're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? And it keeps up that pace. There's always something going on, and it reads like a very good fiction book. But what is really interesting about this book, and why I think it's worth way more than 10 times what you're gonna pay for it, is that Doug Casey, as you already know, is, well, I would say he's probably one of the top 3 most famous investors and speculators in the resource sector today. And what is happening here is that when you're reading the story, you're not just reading a story. He is educating you into what really goes on in these gold exploration projects, all the scams, the deception, the people, and also the opportunity. I mean, I just read something here in the middle of the story that was actually a great shorting idea that I hadn't really thought about. And this just comes in the story. There are so many great ideas and so many aha moments that you're going to have this that you can carry to your actual investing life that go way beyond just a fiction story. It really does pack a punch. So the story is about a young guy, I think he's like 25 or something like that, and he's a speculator. He goes over to Africa to check out this gold exploration company that has shot up. Everybody loves it. It is like the highest grade ever. People are drooling over it. And he finds out that there's something going on in this company. The grade is too high and there's some strange characters involved. The story from there, it is fast-paced because he's trying to find out what is going on, but at the same time, he's going up against this company that is now worth several $billion. So they're trying to cover up what they're doing as much as possible, and he's trying to uncover it all. And he makes friends and enemies along the way, while as always, the government is trying to get in the way. Why I think you should not pass this book is, like I said previously, Doug Casey is giving you real advice and real insight into how you can be a great professional speculator or just a part-time speculator by telling you some stuff that honestly, if he wrote it on a normal book, publishers would probably not allow him to publish. So there's some parts of the stories that I would like to read out loud, but there's a problem. There's copyright all over this thing. Obviously, it's their work. It's John Hunt and Doug Casey's work. So out of respect for them, I'm not gonna do it, but just take my word for it. If you have invested any money whatsoever in any sort of resource stocks in the last few years, then you should back that up with education. And this is where you're going to get a lot of education into the mining and speculating business, resource stocks in general. So that's my recommendation. You can go down here and buy it in the US. In Canada, you can go over to your bookstore, and if you're in Canada, then sit tight. The book is not out yet, but it will be very soon. I don't get anything for recommending this. I just think it's such a great book that you shouldn't go without it. And you should also get an extra copy for somebody that you know could become interested in investing, speculating, if only they really understood what it took and understood the world of speculating. Unless you want to sit down with them and talk for weeks, then you could just hand over this book and just tell them, go read this, see what you think, and this is what it's all about. Thank you so much. If you like this video, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe, because you already know it, there's a lot more coming your way.